On today's Smart 7, the dawn of a new era for fertility, Putin gets his revenge and lots more. It's Thursday the 24th of August, it's National Burger Day and happy birthday Rupert Grint.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
There was good news on Wednesday as a new frontier opened up fertility treatments. It's been hailed as the dawn of a new era as surgeons in Oxford announced they had successfully carried out the first womb transplant in the UK. The recipient's sister, who already has children, donated her womb to her younger sibling who was born without a uterus. It's now been 6 months and Professor Richard Smith, who was part of the team of surgeons, gave an update on the recipient's condition. He said an embryo transplant is on the horizon.
So she's doing really, really well. She has started having menstrual periods, and that means her prospects of having a baby are very high, and we hope to be doing an embryo transfer in the autumn.
Meanwhile, transplant surgeon Isabel Quiroga says the hopes for a wider rollout are high.
We're hoping we will give the opportunity to many other women in the UK that have a similar problem. I believe we have a duty to help them because we know it works.
And Chief Executive at the Fertility Network UK, Catherine Hill, says the breakthrough is a game changer.
For fertility medicine, it's the dawn of a new era. It's going to give so much hope to those women. And it's really significant because up to now they've had very, very limited options.
Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
One small step for India, one giant leap for mankind. In what will go down as a historic moment, India's Chandrayaan-3 has become the first space mission to land near the south pole of the moon. It's third time lucky for India and comes just days after a Russian attempt ended in a crash. We've always heard about the dark side of the moon, but this will be the first time it might actually be explored. The scientists believe frozen water could be trapped in the craters there. If all goes to plan, the six-wheel Prigozhin rover hidden inside the lander will roam the lunar surface, gathering images and data. India's PM Narendra Modi said this signals the dawn of a new India.
This success belongs to all of humanity, and it will help moon missions by other countries in the future.
There was dramatic news from Russia on Wednesday afternoon. Footage emerged of what appeared to be a private plane tumbling from the sky over the Russian city of Tver, followed by a video of burning wreckage on the ground. According to Russian media and later Russian aviation authorities, the plane belonged to Yevgeny Prigozhin and he was amongst the passengers on board, none of whom survived. The head of the Wagner mercenary group had up to now avoided any consequences for his failed coup attempt, but it appears on the 2-month anniversary, the long arm of Vladimir finally hit home. Sky News defence analyst Sean Bell says Yevgeny should have known better.
The only question in my mind is why he didn't see this coming. He seemed to be still remaining in circulation, and yet what it appears now very clearly that his card was marked, his days were numbered, and it's no great surprise that he's met an untimely end.
Meanwhile, the BRICS summit continued in Africa with leaders of Brazil, India, China and South Africa all present. Vladimir Putin gave a speech over Zoom and was busy defending his Ukraine special operation.
Our actions in Ukraine are dictated by only one thing: to stop the war unleashed by the West and their satellites against the people living in Donbas.
Thursday sees Donald Trump head to Georgia to formally hand himself in at Fulton County Jail. He's facing racketeering and conspiracy charges over his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in the state. Wednesday night saw the first Republican primary debate, which Donald missed out on, but he remains 40 points ahead of his nearest rival. One of Trump's 18 co-defendants who turned himself in for mugshots and fingerprints was former New York mayor and Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani. He says it's a dark day for America.
Whether you dislike or you like Donald Trump, let me give you a warning. They're going to come for you. When the political winds shift, let us pray that Republicans are more honest and more American than these people in charge of this government.
Still to come in the Smart 7, Aston Villa look for European glory and it gets a bit West Wing on the LA picket lines.
Right after this.
Here's a summer travel tip. Pack just one pair of shoes that goes with every outfit. Like the versatile, perfectly packable tree shoes from Allbirds. Find your pair of Tree Dashers 2, Runners, Pipers, and more at allbirds.com. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
Welcome back.
Wednesday night saw Aston Villa take on Scottish side Hibernian as they look to qualify for this year's Europa Conference League. They're hoping to follow in the footsteps of David Moyes' West Ham and win big on the European stage. And they were off to a good start with a 5-0 win in the away leg of their qualifying playoff. New manager Unai Emery is keen to put his own European experience to good use this season.
Now with Aston Villa, I want to share with everybody my experiences, and I want to share my competitive way I did before, but I want to do here. And that is the message with the player, and that is the message for the supporter.
The SAG-AFTRA strikes have passed the 40th day mark and there's no resolution in sight. Hollywood writers and actors are still striking over pay, conditions and most importantly the use of AI. The union's chief negotiator Duncan Crabtree Ireland called for leaders of Hollywood's major studios and streamers to step in to bring the sides to a new deal and get the industry back to work. Hollywood legend and West Wing star Martin Sheen hit the Burbank picket lines along with some of his fellow cast members.
Clearly, this union has found something worth fighting for, and it is very costly. If this were not so, we would be left to question its value. And so now we are called to support the union, support the leadership, and to stand together for the long haul, and to stick to it like a stamp.
Netflix have just released a trailer for part 1 of Rebel Moon. And no, it's not another one of the Star Wars franchise, though it could turn into a franchise in its own right if Zack Snyder has his way. He's a creator and was inspired by his love of Star Wars while creating the sci-fi epic. The movie stars Sofia Boutella as an enigmatic young woman who must search for fighters in the face of an invasion from an evil empire. Sounds slightly familiar, right? The first part is called A Child of Fire and is due to drop on December 22nd with part 2 in 2024.
I was given memories of a world I will never see. Loyalty to a king I cannot serve. And love for a child I could not save.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
The United States Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization. Border Patrol agents enjoy great pay, outstanding federal benefits, and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives for newly appointed agents. If you are looking for a way to serve something greater than yourself, consider the United States Border Patrol. Learn more online at cbp.gov/careers/USBP. That's cbp.gov/careers/USBP.